So community of practice is a learning partnership among people who share the same passion for getting better at what it is that they do. So for example, in this case, teaching. In a community of practice, the assumption is that the people who best know what are the problems and challenges they face in practice are the practitioners themselves. So they're the ones who drive the learning agenda. They're the ones who define what are the things that they need to work on.
It's different because we've created it on our own to say, what is it that you need, and let's figure out how to get that.
It's not a kind of workshop where you sit back and grade papers or get on your phone on Facebook or go to sleep. It's a workshop where you have to be involved, but you also want to be involved.
I've taught 20 years, and the thing that I notice the most is we don't have a lot of time to collaborate. This opens up a time for us at all different areas of education. We come together in one place and then collaboratively discuss what the needs are as a united group. I think that's one frustration that most teachers have is we all have a voice for our students, but we really haven't had a voice for us as professionals. And this is giving us a voice to say, listen, this is what we need to make our job more productive for our students. And that ultimately is what we're wanting.
Trust the teachers more. Allow them, they're the experts in education. Allow them to be able to use that expertise to make education better. You're going to build their morale, you're going to make them feel more valued, and they're going to stick around longer too.
We kind of lead the way in what changes we want made. We're not fed the information that other people think that we need. We create that. Because of that, it's things that will work, that will matter.
I actually took the step to get involved. I felt I had ideas to share and they were listened to, and an entire plan of action is being developed and pushed forward, and people are interested in hearing what you have to say, and something great might come out of it.
It gave us real meat that we could take back to our district and say, these are the things that we see as an issue, and these are the ways that we see we can solve the issues.
The networking alone and finding people with the different skills and strategies that I have already adopted into my classroom has made a world of difference. Being able to find and connect with people that share the same experiences or different experiences or the same struggles, and be able to come up with, hey, why don't we think about this, or something you haven't thought about. I mean, I'll take the grant writing that one of my colleagues is very, very good at. I've never done it before, and lo and behold, I got awarded a huge grant this year and made immediate changes into my classroom that have affected the outcomes of my students' performances.
The reward comes when you see the work that you've done as adults together, as professionals together, and see your planning come to truth and reality with kids in the classrooms, in the schools.
It's valuable. It's worth your time, your money. Teachers need this to again have their voice, to feel valued, to create the change that we need in our schools.
I would encourage any district leaders to use this approach. One of the great things about it was asking teachers from the beginning, what are you interested in? What do you want to know more about? What would you like to spend some time studying?
Always be open to the ideas that your teachers have, and just be willing to give them the autonomy to lead.
I feel like with everything that's going on in education, this has given us an opportunity to have a voice to say what we really are feeling. And I think people are in their brain stems, and it's hard for them to think outside the box, but this opens up a forum where we can think outside the box and be proactive rather than reactive. And I think that's so important right now.
We were talking about thinking outside the box, and now that we're outside the box, we're actually seeing we have to reshape the box.